Excuse me. Okay, hi everybody. It's Mallory with the Self-Sewn Wardrobe. Good to see you all this morning. If you are listening to this via podcast, if that's how you found us, then make sure to consider joining our Facebook group. It's a fabulous place to be. We all have a lot of fun. And hey Sandy, hey Charlotte. Did I see Betsy joining? Or did I just like make that up? Here, I'm working on my little dry erase board. Hi Noah. Noah says he took the morning off for self-care. And ta-da, you are going to be able to watch the live broadcast. And then what we're doing right now and with the live broadcast, etc., is working on talking about leggings, okay? So a lot of you have purchased the leggings class. Hey Betsy, hey Kim, and Stacy. A lot of you have purchased the leggings class, but if you haven't yet, it would be a good time to do so if you want to join in the fun of drafting and fitting and getting some feedback. A lot of people seem to be having a little better time getting it done if we have a bit of a challenge going on, some guidance, etc. Hello, Emily. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Leggings kits are sold out at the moment. We put together a kit to make a couple of pairs of leggings, and they all sold out. And we were trying to gauge interest in, restocking those, and we had to order some more stuff for our leggings kits. So right now they're out of stock, but we might bring those back later, and they'd still be useful, of course, in the future for you. But kits and fabric sales are a little bit of a new thing for us. We do carry some denim. We carry cotton organdy, and now we're carrying power mesh. So we're carrying some things like that, but we hadn't carried like a lot of like fashion fabric. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see what we do, and if you are interested in a leggings kit, you can let me know, okay? You can let me know here in the group. You can let me know via email, and I can sort of gauge interest in that way and maybe do a restock. Oh, Bethany says vacation watching. Yay. Good, Bethany. I know that you work really hard. I'm glad you're getting a break. Okay, so let's talk about leggings drafting. So yesterday I discussed a little bit about leggings measurements, and I had my dry erase board up here, and I was sort of like, hey, if you feel like you have a big bum, or if you feel like you have a rolling waistband on your leggings, or if you're pregnant and you're making maternity leggings, I drew out some little diagrams. Today I want to talk about the drafting process. And so the drafting process for leggings is explained in our leggings course, but I do want to point out, no one has asked this question yet when they've bought the class, and so maybe people don't have any questions about it, but if you do, this sheet here, is upside down, which is okay. This sheet here is a big copy shop printout, and I'm going to unroll it here, I promise Oh, Marion is actually watching live today. She often has grandchildren she watches, and so she's watching live today. But I know how special that is, Marion. I'm glad to see you. Okay, I'm going to cover my face up here. This is the leggings drafting sheet, everybody. Ta-da! I'm just going to kind of roll it up here. You can see there's front, there's back marked on here. It is gridded, it is labeled, and down at the bottom, it's your measurement worksheet, okay? This is really difficult to show on screen, okay? But I did want to talk about the drafting sheet, and a few of you have used it. Amanda says she loves it. It's not a requirement that you use it, but when we released our first online class, the EZT class, I showed drafting that pattern onto tracing paper over a grid. And a few people are like, oh, what if I don't have a grid? Can I still do this? And of course you can. But designing this drafting worksheet it wasn't terribly, I mean, it was kind of a pain. Now I know how to do it better. But having this drafting worksheet, I think, is a good option for some people. A leggings pattern piece, okay, that you draft. There's only one pattern piece that you draft in this class for your leg. And that pattern piece can be really wide because we're taking the widest part of our thigh and drafting it out. ZD in the class, she drafts out her thigh and it fits onto the 22-inch wide tracing paper. My thigh doesn't fit onto the 22-inch tracing paper. Many people's thighs are going to be bigger than, you know, that tracing paper, and they're going to be bigger than a lot of the papers that you buy to draft on. And if they are, you can just tape the paper together. It's not a huge deal. But we did want to give this to you as an option, okay? Because this draft that you make in the class is called your sloper, okay? It's something that should be preserved somehow. You should keep it. You shouldn't cut it out. You should trace off of it because it could change. It is drafted without seam allowances and without a waistband allowance. And it's the starting point for your pattern. So that is, we do want to try and preserve this. And when I rolled this up, I mean, it's, you know, 36 inches tall, but it's really not that difficult to store. We've got like a milk crate where we store some of these things. The sloper is going to be especially useful as we get into our leggings hacks or modifications. I kind of don't like the word hack very much, but hey, what you gonna do? Hi, Josette and Kate. And Joyce. I didn't say hello to Joyce earlier when she joined. So having your sloper drafted onto some kind of sturdy paper, whatever it may be, if you have some in your sewing room, like butcher paper or something like that, that's fine. This printout cost me about, I think it's $7.62 at my local Staples office supply store. I have had people print this in Australia and in the UK, I believe. So this downloadable file is available to you. There is one in inches and there is one in centimeters as well. Now, it's not as big of a deal that you, like the grid, I mean, you're going to have to measure or you're going to have to lay out your tape measure, etc. It's just nice to have some kind of grid. Like if you accidentally printed out the inches one and you want to use centimeters, not a huge deal. And you know, metrics can be helpful. Some people say they're afraid of it. You know, I'm in the US, we grew up with the imperial system. People in Canada say they're kind of a blend, especially in the sewing world. And you know, when you start to do division and calculations, it is much nicer to be working in the metric system than in inches. So there's not a ton of calculations to be done in the leggings class. But I do want to emphasize the importance of having this sloper and keeping it intact and not cutting it out. This is where I'm going to be a little, you know, word this kind of strongly, that if you're not on Team Trace, do be on Team Trace when you make a sloper and then you like draft leggings off of that. Because the first hack that we're going to do is that we are going to add in a power mesh waistband. So you don't want to be cutting up your pattern. You're going to go retrace over it and get the waistband that you want, etc., etc. And then when we do our hacks where we put like pockets on the sides and stuff, I find that even more important that you don't cut your original, okay? Now, as a more experienced stitcher, like I am, and somebody who is comfortable improving a little bit, I might feel comfortable sort of winging it a little bit. Even if I wing it on my fabric, I don't cut out my sloper, okay? Just so you all know, okay? So a few of these hacks are going to have multiple kind of like applications, like the pocket hack that we're going to do will also just be, you know, if you want to color block, and then we're going to talk about several color blocking hacks that you can also do. So just keep that in mind. Since we are going to be taking the opportunity to take a few extra weeks after, you know, on top of just a month to do these hacks, do preserve your original draft. And then as you are drafting your pattern, if you have questions about it and you want to know, hey, does this look right? Does this, you know, how's my crotch curve look? Da 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 da. When you take pictures of your draft, try to take them sort of straight on and not like from the side. We've given a lot of advice to people about their leggings draft here in the group. I'm happy to do so. But sometimes the distortion of the photo can be a little difficult. So try to like put the draft on the floor and take a picture overhead so that you're not off. The grid can be very helpful. I would recommend, if you can, print this off. If you can't print this off, try to work on some type of grid. Really make sure that your lines are parallel and perpendicular to one another. Of course, you end up drawing curves in there, but the basis of the pattern is, you know, your midline and then a bunch of perpendicular lines to that, okay? Martha says, the leggings have a pocket hack. I didn't buy the class because I need pockets in all my pants. Yes, we're going to be presenting a pocket hack. I think it's going to be the second or the third. I don't know, or the third or the fourth hack that we present. So what the class is it gets you that perfect fitting leggings pattern. And then you can go wild from there. I mean, you could sew a patch pocket on. We're going to talk about putting a pocket like in a panel on the side. And then ZD also has another hack where she puts a pocket in the waistband. So this is going to be something that we cover. The first real, you know, hack that we're going to cover is the power mesh waistband. We're also going to talk about fabric waistbands as well. So keep that in mind. And then after that, it's going to be that side pocket and some color blocking as well. And color blocking, some of you might think that there's not really anything like new to learn there, but we'll be able to share some really cool things. Now, all of those hacks are going to be available. You'll be able to see them. So you can buy the leggings class at any time. But if you want to get, if you like the pocket hack and you don't have your leggings pattern yet, you know, it might be a little frustrating to you. So I'd recommend getting on the leggings class right away. The reason that we're doing this challenge is because we had all these ideas for these pattern modifications and these kind of like, you know, power-ups for the leggings. And I was like, well, why don't we just do this as a challenge in the group instead of doing something else and then also publishing all these blog posts and everything like that. So we're photographing madly our leggings hacks, etc., to give to you. So there you go, Martha. It is possible to hack the leggings to have pockets, and it's probably possible to put pockets in the leggings like several different ways, okay? I mean, you could put back pockets on them if you really wanted to. You know, they aren't so much like a jegging or something like that. And the pocket that we're going to put in is a little bit more of like I call it like a cell phone pocket. It's not like there's going to be deep pocket bags in the leggings like for a pair of jeans. But hey, if you get going on this, if you have a well-fitting pattern, you know, you can go for it. So be my absolute guest to stretch this pattern to fit your needs as much as possible. Does that make sense? You'll be able to do it. Yeah, Mary says, I so need a cell pocket. Yes. So I waffle between using a zipper on the pocket and using like overlapping fabric bands. So we might show a couple of different ideas for that as well. But we'll show you how to do that. Don't worry. Mesh pockets, pockets with your fabric, pockets with other fabrics, da 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 da. And you can combine all these things. So as you go to draft your pattern, just a quick recap of today. You want to try and work on a grid if you can. If you can't, just use a ruler where you can make sure that you're drafting perpendicular and parallel lines. You can print out this drafting sheet here if you wish. It is included in the class. And like I said, mine cost me a little under $8, and this is something that I will keep. My sloper isn't drafted onto here, okay? And I think that's about it. Let's make sure, if you want to do leggings, to get started on this, because we're going to start to review everyone's drafts and muslins in the next couple of weeks. So Mary asked, will the new stuff be available here in the group? They will be published as blog posts and posted here in the group. Yes, and then hopefully I can just add on, I think there might, I don't know if we put a module into the leggings class that says like extras, but we'll do that and we can post all these blogs there as well. So they will be available to everyone. But you need your original draft. You know, you need your perfect pair of leggings first before you can go hacking up your pattern. Oh, Sandy said, I had a hard time getting the sheet printed, so I used wrapping paper with a grid on the back. And I was so happy I could still use the grid. Yeah, so you don't, like I said, the wrapping paper with the grid on the back, we've got a few slopers over there drafted onto it. It is very nice, for sure. So different people, I don't know, they're like, different people in different locations have told me that they have, it's been very easy for them to get it printed, and then some people have told me it's very difficult. So anyway, when you do get this printed, if you do get it printed, take a little ruler with you to the copy shop before you pay for this and pick it up. Make sure that it has been printed, you know, that it hasn't been scaled to fit. It should just be scaled 100% so that you do have inch squares. Now, you could just use them as parallel, you know, perpendicular lines in a grid as a guide, but if you do want them to be inches and centimeters, then you will want to measure. And Amanda said, I ordered mine from pdfplotting.com. I think I had 6 or 8 printed, plus some patterns, and in the US it was like $20 with shipping. Whoa. So when we were getting these printed, I was going back and forth to Staples, I was working with a graphic designer, getting these printed, and we were laying them out and being like, oh, we want this, we want that, or for some reason this is off. So we had to get all these proofs done, like, you know, within the day in order to make sure that it worked nicely and so that we could use them for filming. But yeah, it sounds like that is a very reasonable place to order from. Okay, well, that is my little spiel on the drafting. I didn't, you know, like show you how to draft the leggings because that's in the class, but this is some information if you've been curious about what the process is like, okay? Drafting onto a grid can be very helpful, or if you have paper that has like dots on it or something, that could even be helpful. I do prefer a grid. And if you have any other questions about the drafting, go ahead and ask them. You can ask questions about the leggings class here in the group, or when you take the class on our website. If you go to sewhere.com/leggings and you purchase the class, the modules have places for you to comment, and I answer those questions. I try to look at them daily. If it's a question that is just sort of like for fun or something like that, I might not get to it quite as fast. And I've even had people email me pictures of their drafts or things like that, but not a ton. Not as many people as who have bought and made the leggings. I think we do a pretty good job in the class of being clear about our instruction. And a lot of people here in the group have done the class and have made the leggings. So if for some reason I am detained and Mom is detained and Sam is detained because I'm like giving birth to a baby, I think that there are people here who have asked some questions, gotten some answers, and who'll be able to help you. We'll sort of be able to use the hive mind in order to answer your questions. So there's a lot of support, and there have been a lot of fabulous leggings made here in the group. And when you make them to your measurements, you can ensure that they're comfortable, that they are well-fitting, and then once you get those comfortable, well-fitting leggings, then we can start to exploit that pattern in order to make leggings that have certain functions that you'd like pockets or a power mesh waistband. Anyway, okay, well, you all have a fabulous day. Oh, Felicia says, I have the class, but have yet to make them. I've watched the videos and think they're great. Very well explained. Yeah, I'm very happy. People seem to like the class and think that the instructions are clear, which I'm very pleased with. Producing the online classes can be kind of stressful because you think you're getting everything across. You're really hoping that it will be a long-term investment that you can say, oh yes, I do have a course on making these leggings, for you, and then multiple people can watch it, and it takes a lot of time. And we really try to put in as much information as possible without, but structuring it nicely. There are a lot of videos in the class, and they're all kind of like broken down into chunks. So if Felicia says, I have the class but have yet to make them, maybe if she goes back and watches the videos a second time, she might not need to watch every single video the second time she goes back and reviews the class. The first time around, I definitely recommend doing that. But, we try to chunk it up like that to make it easy for you to consume. Okay, well, I hope that you all get something sewn today. I am going to be packing, shipping leggings kits. I'm going to be cutting some power mesh because I've added it to the website and a few people have bought it. And what else? Oh, I'm going to the doctor as well. I've got weekly appointments now, and been having contractions since Sunday, so I think it'd be really cool if the baby came on like Saturday. We'll see. I don't think he cares what I think, but that would be nice. So anyway, we are on baby watch at the moment, but still we'll be able to, since we're doing leggings class and there's so much media about the leggings, that's going to be kind of nice. I think I won't have to do as many live broadcasts. Gail says the knit box is sold out on the website. And will there be any more? So the leggings kits, there won't be any more for a couple of weeks, okay, for sure. We're actually waiting on some fabric at the moment. If I order extra fabric, of course, because there can be flaws in the fabric or something like that, okay? So if there is extra, I will list those, but I don't really want to do any kind of like pre-order at the moment because we are we're just a little overwhelmed at the moment. But maybe I'll put a poll up or something like that and, tell people if you want it, you can let me know and put you on a list. Or I could schedule out a pre-order. I could say we're going to have 10 more kits or we're going to have 20 more kits and you have to order by this date, and do that. So maybe I should put a post up in the group to gauge interest on the leggings kits because we could do more, possibly. Anyway, that's all very confusing. Well, hi, Carol. Thank you for saying good luck, and thank you all for the well wishes on the baby. And yeah, it's been kind of a wild ride. I'm really happy with my situation. I'm happy to be working from home during this pregnancy and during, for having the baby and after having the baby. I'm happy to be at home. I'm happy to be interacting with all of you. You all just brighten my day, and I have a fabulous time interacting with you. So anyway, I'll keep you all up to date, and you can post in the group, and it's very easy, generally very easy for me to check in on the group and see what's going on. So, or my faithful minions like Lonnie and Amanda and Kim and Marty can help out too. All right, well, I will see you all next week. I will probably have some kind of revised live schedule. I might only be going live like once per week in the coming weeks, not only because of the pregnancy, but also to make sure we get everything photographed for those leggings hacks. Since everybody will be working on the leggings class, you'll have plenty of things to watch and consume too. So I might be going down to once per week for a little while. Okay, well, you all have a fabulous day. I'm going to have one too. And yeah, keep it up. All right, thank you, everybody.